Hello, everyone, and welcome back to things I look at and talk about. And hopefully, it's something that has your interest when I talk about it. And you know, maybe it won't, but hopefully, it will. I try to keep things a little neat looking, and when I talk about things, I try to stay away from any kind of things that makes people's nerves bad or makes them upset over stuff. There's so much stuff on the news and on the internet now that's just pretty disheartening or controversial, and you kind of you stay thinking about that stuff too much, and it make you crazy. So I think it's better to sometimes just take a break and walk around the garden a bit, look at things, talk about them, and relax. Anyway, good news is it's been storming like the devil past good couple 3-4 days. In fact, I did that little no documentary short thing looking out my front door because it was storming so bad there was no walking around the garden that day. Let me tell you, you could see the amount of water was blowing all over the place. It was and very electrical too. So I try to avoid walking around when it's storming so bad like that. But anyway, I thought I'd walk around a bit because it is a little nicer out. It's looking like we may get some evening storms. I don't really know. And if we do, we do. But I try to clean up between storms and when I get a chance to. And we didn't have to service any rental units or help anybody repair things today. So give me a chance to walk around and gather up some animals and things like that, and let you, yeah, give me a chance to look at some of the things going on. Look at this. I got a whole clan of chickens in there. They're let me get up a little closer so you can see them better. There we go. There we go. There's pretty chickens in there. They're adolescent birds in there, and right now they're getting medications and wormings and things like that, so we try to keep them apart from the older birds while we're doing all that. But did move a few plants around in between storms and kind of move this, I think they call that a snake plant. A lot of people like to put those indoors because it's supposed to help purify the air and things like that, but they're very interesting. A lot of people let them grow naturally in the yard. I do have got a couple, 3 or 4 of them, and we have them potted up, sort of like this one. And yeah, they're pretty neat plant. They're interesting. Like I said, they got a variety of different names, but they got a very, very interesting texture. It reminds me of a Bengal tiger or something. It's pretty neat. I like them. There's that big, pretty plant of my wife's. You see how the blooms are just getting bigger and bigger, more vibrant. I'll let you get a close-up of that. Look how pretty that is. I mean, and it's a big bloom. Look how big that bloom is compared to my hand. Beautiful. So, anyway, like I said, it's nice out. Give me a chance to do a little cleaning and moving some critters around and get some things arranged, at least before we get some more bad weather blowing through. As you can see, I'll tell you one thing. And here's some news. Is in the middle of all them bad storms coming down, like what I filmed that little short video of. One of our hens decided to hatch some babies. So she had 10 peeps. They're all in there. You can see how cute they are. Look how cute them little boogers are. 5 of those are older. Those are from a different hen, and the littlest ones you see in there from the mother just hatched them. Right, like I said, in the middle of all them storms and flood and rains and stuff. Chickens are very, very vigilant when it comes to them having their peeps and keeping them safe and stuff. That's one of our hens right there. There she is. She's telling me about it too. Listen to her. When they're broody, they'll tell you about it. Now, got a chance to get a little bit of cleaning done in here. This is not all pigeons in here, mind you. It is some chickens we got in there. Just, I don't know why, we just have some chickens in there. But it's supposed to be our pigeon pen. That's a pigeon you're seeing right there up close. That's a sibling right there. A couple of more dark variety. Those are younger pigeons right there that we just had not too long ago. There's, I think that's the mama. Yeah, that's the mama just come up and look at them. And like I said, you got some, a couple more chickens over there. They like to sit around. The nice part is, whatever anybody tells you, chickens and pigeons get along. So if you have to keep them in the same pen, say you want to get a couple pigeons and you have a few chickens, they do get along. You wouldn't think they would, but as you can see on that shelf back there, right there, there's a pigeon right there, and there's a couple of chickens right there, and they just no more care that they're sitting together than nothing. I think that is just so neat that they get along so well. That right there, I'm pointing right there, that's a little nesting box, and that's a mommy and a daddy sitting in the front, and there is a baby in there. I kind of showed you that a few videos ago. There's a baby sitting in there, and that mommy and daddy keep an eye on that baby till it's up and about. That bird sitting on top of their pen, you see it right there. That's actually one of their previous babies who's grown up, and now it's just a nosy old pigeon. Yeah, see, you can see some pigeons sitting up there, and that's actually a little playhouse. You've probably seen them online. This thing was left at one of the rentals, and the landlord of that rental said, "Get that thing out of there. Go throw it in the dumpster or something." And we brought it home, put it back together, and put it in our pigeon pen. And there you go. The pigeons love it, boy. They get in there, and it's nice because it's an extra roof they can sit on, or get out of the rain inside, and yeah, it works out pretty good. Like I said, I like doing pigeons. These are very standard pigeons. There's nothing fancy about them. I know a lot of people do different fancier pigeons. These guys are just pigeons, nothing too fancy. There you go. There's a good shot of everybody over there. Mixture of chickens, pigeons, chickens and pigeons. There you go. That's all I got to say about that. So, but, and we bought this whole housing thing. Brought it home. Person was selling it. They had raised a puppy in it in their backyard of a housing development. This whole, you see the whole deal there. A-frame with a door on it on the front. It's real neat. It's got the little half roof we put on it. But paid not much money for it because they were ready to get rid of it, and we took our little flat trailer, set that whole thing in the back of that flat trailer, brought it on home, put it in here, and put some little concrete anchors. They got little, you can kind of see them a little bit, little pads down there with holes in them. You can see it. On the insides, all them little pad points, corners around the door. I drilled the concrete a little bit, put a little short, what they call a tap con, which is a little concrete screw-in anchor. You screw it in and use a hammer drill and run that thing into the concrete, and there you go. And holds it down good. You ain't got to worry about the weather running off. Yeah. But yeah, works out real good. Like I said, something else we did was you see right here all the way, you see along there, you're probably wondering about that. That's a replacement fence slat for privacy fence. I sell them in sections. Okay, we cut them to fit, of course, but they have on the ends, they have the little what they call dog ear cutouts. Those are to replace fence slats that get broke on your fence. But what we did is we cut them to fit, as you can see it, and drilled, you can see right here, we drilled 2 holes up and down. You see them, see the little spots? And then zip tied, you see it on the inside, just zip tied that board to the bottom beam of this house, same beams as these. And I'll tell you what, as far as adding even though this is fenced all the way to the bottom, it adds a layer of where you don't have to worry about any kind of, you know, when you're out in a rural area or country area, you got to worry about all kinds of critters getting in there. And good news is we don't have to worry about no critters. So, see what we got in here. I think we got a couple of birds in there. Yeah, we do. There they are. Little baby sitting in there relaxing. And did a little tree trimming right there. Tree trimming. That's a rain tree. Rain tree trimming. I always throw the trimmings on the ground for the chickens to mess with. Here's some more peeps sitting in this pen. Just 3 of them, but they're enjoying it because they get to hop from level to level, and they're not quite adolescent age yet, but getting there. So they're getting very active. So you want to be able to give them where they can exercise. So this is like an exercise pen. It's pretty big actually. If you look, you can see I step back. That pen's pretty big. I put a little roof on there to keep them from getting too, because where pigeons do okay, I mean, I have a roof on the pigeon pen, of course, you can see it. There's a little half roof I put on it. Pigeons do okay with weather because, of course, they're in cities, they're up on buildings, and they're pretty smart. But chickens, them rascals, if you don't have them under cover when it's raining real bad, they'll flat look up in the air and drown themselves just looking at the rain coming down on them. So you gotta be able to get them. Got to be able to get them out of the rain. So whatever you put them in, make sure they got something to keep the weather. Now, even though we're in the shade, under that big old tree that got hit by the pine tree, even though we're in the shade and rain comes down, you want to be able to keep them. This is an empty cage right here that right now is just standing by. I leave the tops off of them so they'll rinse out good and get cleaned up good from previous tenants in there. Got some more plants sitting on top of that. And one area of plants I haven't shown very much is this little area right here. Get a focus of that. It's a small little piece of bed framing that I tore all the material off and threw away. It was left at a rental. Hung it up on the plant, then mounted you see I mounted some shelving pieces, not really shelving, that's actually a thing that goes in your sink for your plates and stuff. Hey, recycle, reuse, right? And I put some plant pots in there, some various plants, and got a few plants down there doing some things, and then down the lower level. So, and yeah, they call these, this plant right here, another tropical-ish plant. It's called a purple shamrock right there. Or that's what most people call it. I don't know the official name. It's what my wife calls them anyway. Purple shamrock. They're kind of neat, but they're very delicate. Can't do a lot with them, or else you do much with them, they'll get easily where they're not happy. So you gotta kind of just take it easy with them and not be too rough with them. I'm trying to fix a little piece of the walkway here. Trying to fix this walkway. Sometimes the walkway gets bounced around. We let our dogs run around the garden area, and there's my little double backbone plant. It's enjoying the rain, sun. As you can see, like I said, when the sun's out like a beast. I mean, look at the difference of the brightness. You can see it. There's some new lights I put in the ground. They've been working great. But there's that plant I said was real pretty that blooms all over. But yeah, you can see it's real bright out right now. Gives the plants like a sun blast of sun that they appreciate that too. That's what makes them grow officially. But it gets hot quick. I'll tell you right now, summer in the tropics. So yeah, you can kind of see on the ground how bright it is right now. But look up in there. Let's see if it'll pan up. You can already see some dark clouds building right there. And off in the distance you can see some more building up. And take my word for it, that's all you got to see is that little bit of darkening of those clouds. And you can give yourself kind of a timer. Once you see them get a little dim looking like that, you know, about good 2, somewhere between 2-3 hours, you're going to be running from them lightning bolts, let me tell you. So, but anyways, that's all part of living in the tropics, isn't it? I know any older person that might be watching these videos has watched the Gilligan's Island episode, and sometimes they do episodes showing them castaways having to run for their lives and bad storms and stuff they get because of them being in the tropics. But yeah, it's all a thing. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to go ahead and do not a running from the rain, running from lightning, or walking around with everything muddy and wet and kind of icky. Everything's kind of semi-dry right now. It's a little pretty out. All the birds are tweeting. You can always tell when the weather's pretty because you can hear all the chickens and different birds are all making their noises. And they're happy when it's nice out. You know, they're happy. Look at them looking around. They're like, hey, Grandpa, it's nice weather, thank you. There you go. How about that? Yeah, how cute some of these birds are. And I love that they get domesticated very easily. You walk around with them and hold them, feed them close by, things like that, and they domesticate up. And then you got birds that ain't all acting crazy and wild every time you get near them. And these guys will be probably some of the same. They'll get domesticated and get used to us walking around, and next thing you know, you got some more birds you can walk around with and enjoy their company. So anyway, figured I'd give you all an update. Hope everybody's staying safe and sane and taking care of themselves. And till next time, we'll look at something else and talk about it. Y'all take care.